This is a well-conditioned pug training dog who recognizes the ding of Life 360. She's on alert. She knows that the 17-year-old Houdini is coming home as soon as she hears the ding of Life 360. It could happen any second. There she goes. What a guard dog. Welcome to episode 15. We're going to finish up the wrap on the Humvee, get the hood done, which is kind of complicated, and then we'll be on to the next couple episodes, which includes putting the 40s on and putting a top on. So we got a lot left to do, but hope you enjoy episode 15 of Project Snake Eyes. Okay, one trick is that this side will be mirror reverse of the driver's side, so you kind of see this lighter pattern there, and so I have that pattern there, so that's a mirror reverse. So now I'll just get it lengthwise correct, and we'll start on top of the rear fender. That's the major process of putting the piece down. Went a lot smoother than the first time I tried it. Made a lot of mistakes over there. So you learn as you go. Get you some good wrap gloves. These came from Vivid. Lots of these in it. But they help for the heat and also with the gripping and fitting it into places like this. So basically you're just getting it down, wrinkle free. So appears that I've done that here. Now we got to work down to the edges, trim it off, and then go through and do every single rivet head. So I won't bore you with all that. Got the top fender done, so it doesn't really match with anything other than the other side. You don't match up the camouflage pattern like you do the whole side. So there's three pieces, actually four if you count the hood. The hood, you got the rear fender, the rocker panel, and the front fender. So what you see, what I've done is, and again, Image 360 in Gastonia, North Carolina, printed this for me. And what we did is, I sent him a graphic of the Humvee. We've been over this before, and then he patterned it. And then each one of these labels exactly what goes where. So what I've got is the mock-up, so the patterns match. So what I do is, you got to make sure it covers the right panel far enough. This is high enough. Make sure it covers up there, and then this is in the right position. As you can see, everything is expanded, so you've got extra play. Then you get this in a position, you match up your graphic all the way across, including this panel. And so what I'll do now is, this has already been cleaned. I'll take this back down, because I've got it on the corners picked out, and I know that one's in position. So that one will hold where it is, and take these down, and then all I gotta do is match these right back up. So basically mocking it up, making sure your patterns match. And I have door panels too, and they match exactly with this as well. So after the fact, when I put the doors on, I'll have to set the doors on and match it up down here on the rocker panel. Won't be that problem, that big a deal. So let's get it. And there we go. The piece de resistance, which means I got it done in French. So yeah, it's pretty simple to do. Once you get the hang of it, it's put it on, get the edges, trim it, and then do all your rivets. So now I left this little piece here for the rocker panel, so I make sure those match up. This is the piece off the fender. Now I need to go ahead and put the rocker panel up, keep trucking that way. Okay, here's a look at it all roughed in. So you stick it up there and take your heat gun and start working everything in. And now what I'll do is trim all the excess out and start working toward all the edges and getting all my clean edges. And then here I'll tuck underneath the rails so it's a good clean look underneath. All right, all together on the rocker panel side. I tell you, the rocker panel is the most work because it has the most rivets close together. You got all these edges you have to cut. I wish I had some knifeless tape, but it's not here. So I have to cut them by edges by using, you know, like a hard edge. But you can see here, I even had to do this little pillar. Even when the doors are on, you won't see that, but you will driving around with the doors off. So just piece together a little pillar. Now we got that last front fender, and then the hood. Word. Okay, as you can see, we got the hood off the vehicle. I've already degreased it, so now we're going to clean it with our alcohol solution, but I figured it'd be just easier to be able to get to the major parts of the hood doing the vinyl here. But what we'll do first is do the sides and the front. That way when we do our joint here, the top will overlap the side. Hopefully you won't see the overlap, but the knifeless tape will not stick to this hood. I mean, it's just the way the texture of the paint is. So we're going to try to use it again because the way this curl works and the way everything's coming into play, I really want to break up this overlay on the body lines. So right here, we're going to try to bring up the side of here, and then we'll bring the top up to that body line so when they match up. Because the direction of the pattern is this way, and you're changing the direction of the pattern this way. So we'll see if it'll work. Right now, we got to clean it real good with our alcohol solution, and then hopefully that knifeless tape will stick and give us an easier cut line. Okay, you gotta change your plans. The side fender, they call it, from Image 360 actually matches up with the rest of the side pattern. The hood doesn't match anything. It doesn't match up to the side, it doesn't match up to the front. You just have the direction. So with it off the truck, it'll be easier to put the hood on, the sticker on, and then what we'll do is put the hood back on the truck, then we can do the sides and the front. It'll be easier to kind of get to too, because it's a little bit higher and a little more stable. So with that, we're going to get the hood on. So what you can see I'm using is a knifeless tape. We're going to establish this body line right through here where we can just put the hood on, squeegee it on nice and tight, cut our lines. Hopefully the tape will work. It wasn't sticking earlier. These areas are going to be really tricky. Definitely going to have to cut the front out and then put an overlay piece in there. So the pattern is not going to match up perfectly, but that's just too deep to try to press it all in there. So we're going to run the hood. Hopefully we'll get a nice clean edge. I'm going to stick with this body line right here. Let's see if we can get a good clean edge with our knifeless tape. It's not really knifeless when you need a knife to cut it. Now we're going to get it in position. It looks like it's barely going to hit that. That's actually going to Probably not even need that knife tape on that end, but we'll see when we stretch it this way. Not bad for a rookie. A couple air bubbles, a couple creases. It really is just learning to read the vinyl, how it likes to stretch and fit in these places like this. No way you could do that in one piece. Let me show you how well this knifeless tape works. So remember, so this piece will run up to right here. Give us a nice clean line. You gotta be very careful not to cut this stuff. So you pull it through, the filament through. Get it on the other side of the green part. And quick pull. And there it is. You pull back to where it came from. So turn the direction, so it should stop right there. And then we have a beautiful clean edge. See, the half of the tape comes off on that side, the knifeless tape. The other half, you gotta pull out from up under there, like so. Leave it right there so you can see. And then a little bit of heat if you need it, but really just press it down and you have a perfectly beautiful edge. That's perfect. Wraps, looks like you're looking down the hood, so it wraps perfectly with a new piece that'll come up here. And again, we're going to put the hood back on to do the side pieces so it can match up. Pretty cool stuff. I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of it and show you how it looks. Okay, check this out. It's pretty ugly here, right? So I pulled the tape, the knifeless tape off. The knifeless part, look at this. Beautimous. Looks like I know what I'm doing. Look at that. Absolutely, I gotta get the other piece out. All the way across. That's finer than frog hair, split two ways. Get a heat gun on this, get that wrinkle out. Awesome stuff. Okay, a quick tour of the final piece. This is the largest piece of vinyl, single piece I had for the truck. And I am very impressed with myself, especially the knifeless tape. I mean, look at that edge. So now I have a fender piece, which you see it on the tire back there, that goes here. Should be pretty simple putting that on, no rivets to do. Had a couple of these large rivets to do, but that's again just using your rivet brush, making that look good. And then I'll trim these pieces off when I get the hood back on because it's kind of hard to get underneath there. And then we have a front piece. I think my last challenge for this wrap is going to be wrapping back in there. But we'll see what we can do. Turned out really good. Nice, good clean edges on those knifeless tape. Let's mount it back to the truck. Get Sluggo's help up here. Christmas pajamas. Alright, setting the hood back on. This is the last time. Remember, we'll set it up there and then you hold it in place. persuader. Alright, so I know I couldn't get a whole piece to go across, so I had a spare piece where we cut it out for the center. And you can see that's the maximum. I actually had to do a little relief cut to get it to do what you see here. But I think I'm gonna patch this in because it's behind the infrared light. So that's the maximum you can stretch this stuff back. So I've got the knife, this tape here. Should be able to cut this out, patch that up, make it look pretty good. Let's see. Tough little spot. That one's a lot harder than that one over there. That one's not quite as deep. So the theory works, just not that deep. Okay, quick tip. For the headlights, cut out a circle. Then everything will fit in there pretty much nice and tight. The headlight will cover all that up. Do not cut an X out. It does not work. So now I've got to overlay this. We'll figure that out. Might have to end up doing both so it looks right, but hopefully I'm gonna try to match it up as best I can. But at least the headlight will cover most of it up, but you would see this. Gotta fix it. All right, overlaid that light there. So basically I did it like I did the other side. I put a big piece on, cut a center circle out and smoothed it in there. It's not the greatest, and it ripped right there of course, but I think the light will cover most of that. So, whoops. That will be the hood done, except for the last piece. Can't wait to put those on. Right here, side fender piece. This is the last piece, and that will be a wrap. Okay, quite literally, that is it. It is a wrap. I hate saying it's kind of corny, but anyway, we got it done. Had some overlays we had to do here and yon. Front end turned out great, fit in there really well. I was kind of worried about how that would fit. You can see where I had to cut and patch that piece there. So the front end was definitely the hardest, the hood. Got this side all finished up, trimmed up. You can see where my joint there. My knifeless tape got away from me when I was putting this piece on, so you can see right there, got a little gap, but you can't really see it. It has turned out excellent. So now you can see I've already started some reassembling. Went ahead and put my new filler neck on with my stainless hardware. Put my C-pillar back on. So now I've got to put all the gadgets back together, and we'll be ready to drive. But that's the next thing, and you'll see that I have LED lights. I went ahead and put this side together, new reflectors. So that will take it up, finish up this episode. We are wrapped. We have Project Snake Eyes. It's absolutely, this wrap is exactly what I was looking for, something completely different. So now we'll go ahead and reassemble it and put those tires back on and check us out on the next episode.